Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into something that, well, our source material called a societal plague. Back pain. Or lumbalgia, as doctors often term it.
It's a strong term, but honestly, the impact feels that universal sometimes. Our mission today is to really dig into why it's so pervasive and, more importantly, how the Pilates method might offer a pretty robust solution, more than just fitness.
Yeah, the scale is just staggering. We tend to think of back pain as, just my problem, a personal thing, but the sources lay out a much bigger picture.
Oh, absolutely. The numbers really paint that picture. We're looking at somewhere between, say, 15% and maybe 30% of adults experiencing back pain at least once.
That's huge.
It is. And the public health fallout, it's massive. Think about all the medical visits, the scans, the tests, the time off work.
Lost productivity.
Exactly. Huge loss of productivity.
Yeah.
And some really tough cases, it can even lead to disability, sometimes before people even hit 45. It's a serious systemic burden.
Okay, so let's unpack that. If we're talking epidemic scale, it feels like it's got to be more than just, lifting something awkwardly or bad posture one afternoon. If it's not purely mechanical, what are the main risk factors driving this?
That's the really interesting part. The sources jump right in saying back pain is multifactorial. It's almost never just one single thing.
Multifactorial.
So you start with the biomechanical stuff we all kind of know, right? Sitting hunched over a desk for hours, day after day, or jobs involving lots of repetitive heavy lifting.
Right, the classic physical strains. That makes sense.
Yep. But then there are these other factors, the ones we often overlook, lifestyle stuff.
Like what?
Well, deep sedentary, not just sitting, but like really being inactive for long stretches. Being overweight, definitely. And then two big ones that aren't physical. Chronic stress at work and feeling socially isolated.
Wait, hold on. Stress and isolation. I get how lifting wrong hurts your back, but how do stress and loneliness actually cause physical pain? What's the link there?
Yeah, that's the connection people often miss. Think about it. When you're constantly stressed or feeling alone, your nervous system basically goes on high alert. It's fight or flight, almost constantly simmering.
Okay.
And that makes your muscles tense up without you even realizing it.
Yeah.
Especially those deep core muscles. They just kind of clench. It's called muscular hypertonia.
So they're constantly tight.
Constantly guarding, over tightening. And that chronic tension, it throws everything off balance, restricts how you move, and, eventually it causes real physical pain.
Wow. So tackling back pain isn't just about fixing the body, it's psychological too. And social. That's a pretty big shift from how most of us think about it.
Precisely. And that's the key takeaway from the sources here. Because it involves the body, the mind, and our social world, you need a global approach to really treat it effectively.
Global approach, meaning?
Meaning you can't just treat the muscle spasm. If you don't also address the underlying anxiety or the fact that someone spends 10 hours motionless, the pain's just going to keep coming back. Might even get worse because of the fear of pain itself.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But it leads me to the next question then. If it's this complex stress, isolation, the whole picture, why are we focusing on Pilates? Honestly, I mostly associate that with like core strength and maybe looking toned. How does it fit into this bigger, more complex situation?
That's a fair question, and it's probably why the sources go into such detail on the method itself. Pilates earns its place because it seems to work on several of these levels at once. That's what makes it valuable in that global approach.
Oh, so?
Well, it's defined as non-invasive, first off. And the core aims are reinforcing those deep stabilizing muscles, the ones that get tight with stress, improving posture. But also, crucially, helping people get their confidence back in moving. Pain really erodes that confidence.
So it's not just about building muscle, it's about rebuilding how you move, trusting your body again.
Exactly. And what really sets Pilates apart, according to the sources, are these three essential pillars for basically re-educating the back.
Okay, what are they?
Pillar 1 is trunk stability, making sure the spine has a solid, controlled foundation. Pillar 2 is neuromuscular coordination.
Neuromuscular coordination.
Right.
What does that mean in practice? Like making the muscles work better together?
Pretty much. It's about teaching the brain and the body to communicate and work efficiently, consciously controlling movement instead of just, flinging limbs around or slumping. It's the difference between collapsing into a chair and mindfully lowering yourself down, feeling each part of the movement.
Okay, stability and coordination. What's the third?
The third, and we'll definitely circle back to this because it's vital, is conscious respiration, breathing. By focusing on these three, Pilates targets the instability and the lack of body awareness that often go hand in hand with chronic pain.
So it's training the nervous system almost as much as the muscles, that coordination piece. Okay, let's get practical. The sources give a specific example protocol for someone with back pain. We should definitely mention, though, that these exercises typically use special equipment like a reformer or Cadillac machine with springs for resistance, and they must be adapted for each person, right?
Oh, absolutely critical. Never just jump into these without proper guidance. But yes, walking through these 4 specific exercises really shows how the method hits those 3 key needs.
Yeah.
Stability, mobility, and building that confidence.
Okay, let's start. The first one targets mobilization, the hip roll, often on a reformer machine.
Right. So you're lying on your back, feet are up on the foot bar. The instruction is key. As you breathe out, you gently pull in those deep abs, the transverse abdominis like an internal corset, and then you slowly peel your spine off the mat, 1 vertebra at a time.
Vertebra by vertebra?
Exactly. Until you make a straight diagonal line from shoulders to hips to knees. It's not about how high you go. It's about that smooth peeling motion, the articulation. This mobilizes the spine, strengthens your glutes and deep core, and really helps with lumbar stability. 6 to 8 reps, very slow, very controlled.
Got it. Next up, mobility for the upper back to ease pressure lower down. The spine twist, sometimes with a prop like a magic circle.
Yeah, so you'd be sitting tall, really lengthening up through the spine, holding the circle maybe.
Yeah.
As you exhale, you slowly rotate your upper body, your torso, to one side, say, the right. The key here is keeping the pelvis totally still, anchored.
So the twist comes from higher up.
Precisely. It improves that thoracic mobility, the rotation in your mid to upper back. When that part moves well, it takes a lot of strain off the lower back. Plus, it strengthens the obliques, the muscles that help control that twist, maybe 5 or 6 reps each side.
Okay. Then there's one for decompression, which sounds amazing. The cat stretch, maybe on a machine called the Cadillac.
It feels amazing, usually. It's a gentle but active stretch. You might be kneeling, hands on a bar connected to springs. As you exhale, you gently round your spine upwards like a cat arching its back, maybe letting the bar move slightly. It's about actively stretching the whole spinal column, getting some space between the vertebrae, that lumbar decompression, and it also really helps with proprioception.
Proprioception. Quick definition.
Simply put, it's your body's sense of where it is in space without having to look. Like closing your eyes and still being able to touch your nose. Chronic pain can really mess with that sense. This exercise helps you tune back into your body's position. Again, maybe 6 to 8 slow, mindful reps.
Makes sense. And finally, to really lock in that deep strength and coordination, swimming prep, often done lying face down on the reformer box.
Right. This one's all about stability.
Yeah.
You're prone, forehead resting. As you exhale, you gently lift, say, your right arm and your left leg just slightly off the surface, focusing hard on not arching your lower back. Keep the core engaged. Then inhale down, exhale, and switch left arm, right leg.
Alternating sides.
Alternating, yes. The goal is strengthening those deep back muscles right along the spine. The multifactorial, longissimus, the ones that act like tiny guy wires, holding everything stable. And it really refines that coordination piece. Maybe start with 6 alternations per side.
Okay, so hip rolls for mobilization and stability down low, spine twists for rotation up high, cat stretches for gentle decompression and awareness, and swimming prep for that deep core and back strength. Taken together, that protocol seems to really cover those 3 bases: stability, mobility, and building confidence through controlled movement.
Exactly. It's a really holistic approach to movement, like movement medicine almost.
Now, you mentioned we'd come back to that third pillar, the breath. You called it capital, critical. Beyond just coordinating with the exercises, what's the deeper role of this conscious breathing in helping someone recover from back pain?
Yeah, this is so important because in Pilates, the breath isn't just incidental. It's actively used as a therapeutic tool, especially for the nervous system.
Yeah.
Deep diaphragmatic breathing low and wide into the ribs and belly. It has this amazing dual function that directly counters the pain cycle.
Dual function? How?
Okay, so physically, when you breathe deeply and engage the diaphragm correctly, it activates your deep core muscles before you even move a limb. It acts like a natural belt, stabilizing the spine from the inside out, improving your alignment almost instantly.
So it preps the support system before loading it.
Exactly. But then there's the second role, which might be even more significant when stress is a factor in chronic pain. And that's the psychological role.
Okay.
Deep, controlled breathing directly influences your autonomic nervous system. It shifts you away from that fight or flight state towards rest and digest. It literally calms your nervous system down.
And that helps the pain how?
Well, remember that muscular hypertonia we talked about? The chronic muscle tightness from stress. Deep breathing helps release that. It reduces the overall muscle tension, and it also directly lessens feelings of anxiety. And since anxiety often fuels the pain cycle, breaking that link is huge. It's absolutely vital for chronic conditions.
Wow. Okay. So it sounds like the preventative aspect here is just as powerful as the recovery part. It's like stopping the pain from becoming ingrained, like a bad habit in the body.
That's a great way to put it. Regular practice definitely helps prevent those chronic muscular imbalances from setting in the first place. The sources call it corporeal education, body education.
Corporeal education. I like that.
Yeah. It means you, the practitioner, start to become really aware of your posture throughout the day, not just in class. You notice how you sit, how you stand, how you lift things. You start correcting those daily habits. You become an active participant in your own health, your own structural well-being.
So you're not just passively waiting for the next pain flare-up, you're actively managing your body to prevent it.
Precisely. It's incredibly empowering.
That is a really powerful shift. Okay, so wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be that Pilates, when understood this way, is defined as way more than just, getting fit or doing exercises.
Absolutely. Because it integrates work on the body, the breath, and conscious awareness, it really becomes this method that combines movement science, body awareness training, that pedagogy piece, and overall support. It offers lasting benefits, both for recovery and for prevention. It really feels like an essential tool in modern spine care.
So what's the vision for the future then? How does this kind of approach get integrated more broadly into healthcare?
Well, it shouldn't stand alone. That's key. The ideal future is seeing it fully integrated into a multidisciplinary strategy.
Meaning working alongside other therapies.
Exactly. Collaborating closely with manual physical therapists, maybe psychological support for the anxiety component, even nutritionists sometimes. And what's really exciting is thinking about how technology could enhance this. Things like wearable movement sensors giving real-time feedback, maybe virtual reality for guided exercises, personalized programs delivered through mobile apps. Technology could allow us to tailor these global holistic protocols with incredible precision for each individual.
The ultimate customized approach for what feels like a universal problem.
Yeah. The sources position Pilates not as some fitness trend, but as a really modern, scientifically grounded, robust response to one of our biggest public health issues right now, this back pain epidemic.
Okay, so here's the final thought for you, our listeners, to take away. Instead of just seeing Pilates as another form of exercise, maybe challenge yourself to look at it through this different lens, a medical, preventative, educational lens. If a big part of solving chronic pain lies in teaching people how to truly manage their own bodies and nervous systems, well, how much of our future health could be improved just by helping everyone understand and respect their own spine a little bit more? Something to think about. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.